Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 152nd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace for Tuesday, January 12th, 2021. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond. I'll be a host today, along with Mark, and we are ready to have the Universal Council present once again today's workshop. And I think they are ready to begin. Hello, Universal Council.
Good morning, Rick. And this is Aza. Good morning, everyone. And Rick, can we have the first slide, please?
Yes, just 1 second.
Okay, welcome to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race platform for world peace. And this is a platform that Universal Council come in that create a bridge between the humanity and the next level of where humanity is going to go. The road to the next level is clear. The only thing Universal Council is doing is just like a flashlight. It just makes the way, the road visible for humanity to see better. And in the process of it, maybe each of us, each human on this planet, which is given a complete package. This is a complete package. It means I created a man in the image of myself. So at this point, each of us operating from certain degree of that package that was given to all of us, which is equality that we have all of us. But at this point, since we are only used part of the package, we think we are different, but we are not different. So perhaps when the soul of universal community, soul of universal council connected together and connected to the languages, with the strength of it, it will create a spark perhaps in each individual that ignite something in not only in us but also in each human being, that open up that package that was given to them and bring it to the full completion and bring the beauty that was given to them to show the beauty of their soul. So through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of the Creator. Can we go to the next, please? One of the things I want to talk about here that is something happened last week with the Farsi teaching that I was told that our YouTube was blocked for a week, the Farsi teaching, because maybe we said something during our teaching that caused the YouTube to block us. So we are creating another channel to be able to teach tomorrow. So just a reminder, I think probably we can talk about this. Just a reminder, if you're teaching in any platform of YouTube, just we have to be careful what we say. And I didn't think we said anything, but I think even if people bring some pictures to they wanted to show and discuss something that we might think is not important, but we just have to be careful what we talk about. We have a disclaimer. So that's it. Thank you.
I can speak a little bit about that. I can show the YouTube page that talks about the medical misinformation policy, so that people are more aware of what they can and cannot do with YouTube now. So we can look at that briefly. I don't want to go through the whole page because it is quite long and quite specific, but much of it does not even apply to us. So we have to sort of pick and choose what it's about.
Thank you, Rick.
Okay, we'll have a quick look here. So this is the YouTube page, which I'll actually post in the chat so that people can have a look at it later, because I recommend that everyone, whether you're a host or a presenter or a programmer or even an attendee at the workshops, you should know what the policies are for YouTube, and eventually for all of the social media will have this same policy. So we have to respect it and be informed as to what it's all about. So let me just make it a little bigger so it's easier to see here. Okay, so like I said, this is the COVID-19 medical misinformation policy of YouTube and of Google. The main thing is YouTube doesn't allow content about COVID-19 that poses a serious risk of egregious harm. That means serious harm. It doesn't allow content that spreads medical misinformation that contradicts local health authorities or the World Health Organization's medical information about COVID-19. So that is in regard to treatment, prevention, diagnostic, and transmission. Let me see, this policy was first published in May 20th, 2020. So it's only about 6 months old, 8 months old or whatever, this policy. So it's a relatively new policy. That's why many people didn't really know about it when some of the channels started being taken down and so on. So there's all kinds of content that YouTube, it says don't post content on YouTube if it includes any of the following. Treatment misinformation, such as discouraging someone from seeking medical treatment by encouraging the use of cures or remedies to treat COVID-19. So if you encourage the use of a cure or remedy to treat COVID-19, then that to them says you're discouraging someone from seeking medical treatment. So that's a tricky one. And content that encourages the use of home remedies in a place of medical treatment, such as consulting a doctor or going to the hospital. Content that encourages the use of prayer or rituals in place of medical treatment. Content that claims there's a guaranteed cure for COVID-19. Claims about COVID-19 vaccinations that contradict expert consensus from local health authorities or the WHO. Content that claims any currently available medicine prevents you from getting the coronavirus. other content that discourages people from consulting a medical professional or seeking medical advice. So that's pretty wide ranging, and basically they don't want any advice other than regarding sending people to a doctor or providing vaccines for them. They're not interested in treatment information other than what the WHO says, which is mostly wash your hands. So all of these things, that's basically it. There's other things specifically regarding misinformation about vaccines and so on and so forth that people can read about as well. And now there is one way that you can give some of this information, and they specify that in the educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic content area here. And they say, we may allow content that violates the misinformation policies noted on this page if that content includes context that gives equal or greater weight to countervailing views from the local health authorities or to medical or scientific consensus. So that gives equal or greater weight to the countervailing views from local health authorities. We may also make exceptions if the purpose of the content is to condemn or dispute misinformation that violates our policies. And this is important as well. This context must appear in the images or audio of the video itself. Providing it in the title or description is insufficient. So basically, even if we put a disclaimer in, we still have to provide context that appears right with the images or audio of whatever we're putting out at that moment. That's where the context has to be with the equal or greater weight to the views of the local health authorities or medical or scientific consensus. So immediately, if some claim is made or somebody has some benefit from using Ganses or something, then we have to put in the information immediately that that gives that equal or greater weight to the medical authorities. Basically, they don't want to make the medical authorities look less authoritative than anything else, basically. So that's really the important part, and that's what people have to really know about. Anything that gets brought up, if it's in live, we're always broadcasting live in real time. It's very, very difficult to control everything that goes out when you're broadcasting live in real time. And so if something does go out that the host or presenters in the workshop realize that this might be a problem, then we immediately have to give that equal or greater weight. I keep emphasizing that because that's an important statement. Equal or greater weight to the views of the medical consensus, let's say. And they give a whole bunch of examples, a couple dozen examples here of content that's not allowed on YouTube. And some of it's, kind of outrageous. But some of it's, some medical doctors still talk about. So things such as denial that COVID-19 exists or claims that people have not died from COVID-19. More relevant to us, maybe a claim that a specific treatment or medicine is a guaranteed cure for COVID-19. Encouraging taking home remedies instead of getting medical treatment when sick. Content that claims that holding your breath can be used as a diagnostic test for COVID-19. There's some strange ones here. Videos alleging that setting off fireworks can clean the air of the virus and will prevent the spread of the virus. Well, that's an interesting one. Here's another one that claims that COVID-19 is caused by radiation from 5G networks. So if you make any kind of linkage between 5G networks and COVID-19, then that's an example of content that's not allowed on YouTube. Okay, that's probably the majority. There's more things about vaccine and claims that the COVID-19 vaccine will contain a microchip or tracking device. You make that claim. That's not allowed on YouTube. And what happens if the content violates the policy, then a strike can go against the channel and so on and so forth. So I don't want to pursue it too much further, but if anybody has any questions and need any more clarity other than reading it yourself, you could ask a question now and maybe I can answer it, or maybe I can point you into a direction to answer it.
Hi, this is Marie. I don't have a question, but a comment, and that is that we have to be very careful with what we say on One Nation, One Planet, One Race, so we don't lose our channel. And following these rules, and that it goes for everyone, even the ones who are guests and calls in a way.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, especially the guests, because they may not be aware of this policy or be following it closely. But it is becoming more important as we go along here. As there's a lot of pressure on YouTube and Facebook, and all of the media companies have a lot of pressure legally to force, the shutdown of certain channels and that kind of thing. There's a lot of pressure on them in many ways. So they're just responding the best they can to protect themselves. And if we wish to carry on business with these media groups, then we have to respect their rules and adapt to them, basically.
I think it's would be a good idea. This is Stefania. Good afternoon. Rick, I think it's a good idea if in the next Tuesday we keep in read it through it, go through it again and again. So is there like you did today? I think it was brilliant. Take some time. Like how much time it took now? Not much, and people have been reminded until they know, so in this way we don't have a risk, no? So if we read it over and over,
yeah, it takes a couple of times. It takes a couple of times to realize what the heck they're talking about here, and it's a page that everyone actually should read and understand. So it is quite important, and yeah, I think we should drill it in. We should probably play the disclaimer too, just because that should be a standard thing that we do. So let me find that here. I have to bring it up, and we can play that now as well, just as a another kind of safety. It just shows that we're at least serious and trying to, be within the regulations, and that's what YouTube likes to see. So let me play the disclaimer here.
Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
Okay, I think probably that's enough of that for now, unless there's any other questions.
Oh, thank you for that information, Rick. It's very useful.
Okay, we'll try to sort of drill it in as we go along in next weeks, but yeah, these are the new guidelines for now.
Okay, this is Marie. I'm a Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. On last Friday, there was a meeting, another meeting between religious leaders, Keshe Foundation, and Universal Council. So I will summarize that meeting briefly because I've been waiting for the video, but it's on the education platform by now, but it's been very late. Anyway, we started that meeting. We started the meeting with a beautiful presentation that the Brazilian team have created. It's a kind of a letter or an invitation letter. So thanks to that, to the Brazilian team. And then we had this memorial thing for Father Tikau. He's a Catholic priest that was in a meeting not very long ago, and he died around the New Year. And Father Tikau, he was very positive to Keshe Foundation and the work we do, and he wanted to start teaching and everything in his community, and he was in contact with a lot of people. So we were very saddened to hear that he died, and we had this memorial for him. He was a great man. And but this meeting, there was another priest, and he knew Father Tikau. This priest is called Father Alexander, and he was there together with a nun, which was called Egen, something like that. And they kind of brings this good feeling that we had with Father Tikau. So they are bringing this further and into the community, and they will continue teaching, and we're very positive to the technology. And there was some other very interesting points that was discussed. Father Alexandra, he told us that he was part of a religious forum with about 60 different religious directions and churches. And so they had a common denominator that they were talking about, and that was the soul. Isn't that very interesting? And so they find this common ground between them by talking about the soul. So that was very interesting. And this nun, Sister Adjan, I'm probably not pronouncing it the right way, but anyway, she was working with young people, which had who was kind of abandoned. No, not abandoned. They're what do you say? They are left alone, and they had very little food, and they were in a society where there was a lot of violence. And this sister, she had this peace project to cultivate peace. And they are cultivating peace by bringing peace within. And it's so very close to what we are talking about in Keshe Foundation and the Universal Council, that peace starts with ourselves. To get world peace, we first have to get this peace within. So she was already having this project on it. Very interesting. And they both talked about uniting humanity and world peace. So, like I said last time when I had been in the meeting with the Father Tikao, that it was like there was a wave of peace, and it's like the fields have changed. If this dome of peace already is guiding us and bringing this peaceful dialogue. So it was brought a lot of hope, and it's very interesting to see how close these religious people that we talked to, earlier, we talked to a Tibetan monk, and then Father Tikao, which is Catholic, and these two that we met now, Father Alexander and Sister Ajahn, they were also Catholics, and they are very close to what we are talking about and what we are thinking and how we see the future and what we need to do to reach the main goal, which is world peace. So very positive meeting, and thanks a lot to the Brazilian teams, which are very professional and brings this all along. So it's very beautiful. So I hope there will be many meetings like this. And I can also say that Mr. Keshe was in the meeting, and he said that Keshe Foundation will be available for them, and maybe this is my hope, and I know others hope that or wish that Mr. Keshe can meet this forum of religious leaders, which has the focus on the soul, so he can meet them and teach them what he teaches us. So very positive meeting. That was what I had to say about that. Yeah, I see you put up the picture of Father Tikao. Very beautiful man. A lot of people who loved him very highly. So I hope my wish is that Father Tikao is helping us on the other side to bring world peace on earth, and that we all can be travelers of space. Okay, so that's all I have to say about this meeting for today. So let's go to the next slide.
It's funny you mentioned that phrase, helping on the other side. That's yesterday I was pondering about this fellow, and that's exactly the phrase that came to my mind, that somehow he was helping on the other side for things to progress.
Maybe that's necessary. So
maybe that's the best kind of help we can get.
yeah. Okay, thank you. You can go to the next slide. That's not that one. The following, this one, yes. This is advertising on the interviews with the TV Galactica that we do weekly. On the left is Rosanna, who is from TV Galactica. The middle is me, and on the right is Rafael Teixeira from Keshe Foundation, Brazil. So we have another meeting or interview today. So we hope everyone will join us. It's at 11 PM CET. Okay, so I will post the link to this YouTube video or the live stream that will be tonight in the chat. So that was all I wanted to say about that. Thank you. So you can go to the next slide.
Hello, thank you, Mary. This is Stefania. I'm talking. I'm Italian representative of the Universal Council. See, I just put down the volume of because we translating as well. Yes, I just would like to thank you for what you said about last meeting we cut out on the religion on Friday, and my wish is really that the Italian community will follow the example of the Brazilian community, and really see if we can do the same, because our intention is the same, is to support people in need. So in difficult times where you find solution, this is what the Universal Council is here for, to find solution to the problematic of today and see how can we best support people around us. So I really hope that maybe some project they started in Brazil, they can continue also maybe similar things in Italy. I really wish maybe there are some connection, maybe some Italian priests they can they know maybe the Brazilian priests, maybe they can start to collaborate, and then we can start to do something similar in Italy, where you just help people in need, and we share in the same vision that it's bringing peace. Because I remember this lady, she said on Friday, she said that doesn't matter which religious background or color or race we are, we all want to live in peace with each others. And this is something that one things we have all in common, and one things that we all share. So there is a lot we can do together. So I was very happy to see the Friday meeting. It was very inspiring. And yes, so I hope even the Italian community will do something similar. Would be great. Okay. Good. Nevertheless, we what we were going to talk today was the Italian teaching that we had. It started on Monday, last Monday, and I think it was the 11 yesterday, basically 11. I really like as a date, and thanks to Alex. He already helped the Brazilian community with the language, with the teaching of to expand the knowledge of the plasma technology. So we started doing really basic training for people who wanted to know also the theory behind of this technology that has been gifted to humanity. And so he started to offer to do this teaching also for the Italian community. And we started yesterday at 7 p.m. As you know, because of this restriction, we could do the teaching in Zoom. So we had Zoom, and many people liked it. I received very good feedback. So I want to thanks Alex for his support for yesterday. And I wanted to I asked the Italian group to say something personally, what they thought about yesterday. And I'm gonna open the microphone to let one of the knowledge seeker, Viviana, she offered herself to talk. So she's gonna say something about yesterday. So I'm gonna give a few minutes because they are behind with the recorded, but okay, I'm going to open up the microphone. Viviana, would you like to say something to I just wanted you to say something about yesterday. So which, you know, because I've wanted to someone from the Italian group to say something to the, you know, in the platform of One Planet, One Nation. So do you want to say something about yesterday? Which was your experience?
Yes, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I was in the organization of the meeting with Lisa and many other knowledge seekers, and we were so excited. And when we realized that Alex gave us this gift to be a teacher, we envisioned.
I don't know, Viviana, I cannot hear you now. I don't know if it's your microphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes. Your microphone was mute.
Okay. We realized that we could share this teaching with many people, not only Italian, but also people that could understand English. And so we worked hard to make it ready for yesterday, and we were so in a loving space, and it was really magical because many people join us, not only from Italy but also from other countries. And as Stefania said, we had a feedback that was fantastic because people not only got many informations, but what they said is they felt a lot of love, something very pure that was talking to them, not only the technology, but there was something bigger. and it fascinated, this teaching fascinated, I think, all of them. And we couldn't stop to talk and share after the first classes, and it was something really magic. So we are very, very grateful to Alex, because he offered this, and we do really all the best, all that was in our hands to make it a reality. And I think that we were in a space of giving to the others, and take these gifts from Alex and give it back to all the people around us. So this was my experience, and maybe also maybe it was also the experience of other of the organization, and the people that attended the course was really in a huge love space. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So this was Viviana. She helped me to organize one of the people who helped me to organize the teaching. Yes, in Italy, I have to say, so everyone is welcome to. This teaching will happen every Monday. We done the first lesson. There are 8 more to come, and we're gonna share the Zoom in the Telegram chat and wherever we can. So you will be able to access to it. For the recording, they will be available on the student channel. So I invite everyone to apply for student application, because if you apply for the student application, in the Keshe Foundation, you will have access not just to the Italian teaching, but you will have access to the all teaching that are made up to now. There is a donation that the Keshe Foundation asked to do, but also if for any problematic you are not able to make this donation, because this knowledge is given freely and we don't leave anyone behind, even if you cannot do the donation, you still are able to become a student. So there is no reason why not to apply. And the most important things of doing the student application is that you will sign the peace treaty, and the peace treaty, it's what the Keshe Foundation and Mr. Keshe, they share in knowledge for free to everyone. Doesn't matter your color, your race, or your background, in exchange of peace. So when you fill up the peace treaty in the application for student, that to me is the most important things, because you commit to peace. So you commit to world peace. So this what it's very, very important. So it's really worth it to apply to become a student just for that. And so, but there you will find the teaching that will be recorded, because since Sunday, as you know, we had to be put more restriction. We just talked before about the disclosure and all these things. So we have to just be, like Mary said and Rick said, do our best to make sure that we can go on and forward and keep going together and sharing knowledge. Yes, that's it. I just wanted to say this. Yesterday, actually, I have to say something that happened yesterday on Sunday evening. I spoke with Antonio, the journalist of Registration 1111, where we have done 3 interviews where kindly Mr. Keshe decided to accept to come, to the interview to share knowledge, and we done those 3 interviews before Christmas, before Christmas up to New Year. I really recommend to going to see them because they really show knowledge that give you some understanding about the plasma technology and what we are doing. And they also explain, Mr. Keshe, again, as a Christmas present for humanity, is explain step by step how to make the cup and share the space technology. And because it's a gift to all humankind, so we have to learn and share. And also in the last workshop, exactly just before New Year's, he talked very much detailed, very useful, where science meet religions, and very connected to also what's happening now in Brazil, and which is beautiful project they're gonna go ahead for Ticao. They initiated all this project, so very, very beautiful. We can see in real how science meet religion very beautifully, wishing one wish that it's peace, and it is one wish they will all share. So I really recommend going to see them, but it was a very success, so much so that the presenter now became knowledge seeker too. So he came also to the teaching, and we come up to a day on Sunday night where we're gonna propose this to see if it's possible or not, to see if he can. He came to do direct, like a direct broadcast, but we have to confirm if this can be done with those restrictions. Broadcast in his radio, and if it can be done, he does his radio and then live Facebook. So we need full confirmation for that. So we will let you know. But the good news is that he's also now a knowledge seeker too. He done his first CAP. Even the presenter, who another woman who was a writer and researcher, she also entered the Telegram. Her wish was to enter Telegram chat. I don't know if she did already. I sent an invitation. I know that Antonio did. So more and more people came as new knowledge seekers. So I do join the Italian community. So I do really thanks for all the knowledge seekers who they've really been working very hard and giving unconditionally and trusting, the universe, that everything's going to be fine. So I really thanks everyone for your support. So I just wanted to say this. I think I didn't miss out anything. I don't know if anyone has got any questions. Thank you.
Barbara had a question in the chat regarding the student application, and how does one apply as a student who can't afford it? It's 100 euros a year. She says she knows someone in that situation.
Yes, I spoke about it clearly. I said that this is the point. No one in the Keshe Foundation turned down any knowledge seekers, even if they do not have money to make a donation. This is knowledge open to everybody. So they have to just write it down. What I've been told, they just have to write it on the application. They cannot afford it. That's it. Here it's time of self-responsibility now. So so the knowledge is open to everyone. We don't leave anyone behind, and it's up as you be self-responsible for yourself. So if it's down to you to understand if you can make a donation or not, and if you cannot, to write it down, it will be fine. So everyone really can be a student. So there is no reason why not someone cannot be.
Okay, that sounds good.
As I said, the important thing is the peace treated, because when you become a student, you have to sign the peace treated. So that is, I think, it's very important. And you know, and then we'll be up. Yeah, yes. So I think very important. So let's imagine that all the knowledge seeker they applying as a student. You know, all of us we signed the peace treaty. So it will be already a lot at the soul level. And then, of course, who can make a donation can. This will be in the bigger pot. It will be support all this. And who cannot, just write it down. Write it down, I cannot. And you are your own judge. So it's perfectly fine.
Okay, I think Salmia has a question as well here. There's a hand up.
Hello, everybody. I would like to ask, but I don't know who. Mr. Alex is here? Maybe no, the professor. If not, can someone help to be in contact with him? Because I'm not part of any, I'm not in a Telegram group, and I can be in contact with you only by mail. And it was proposed to have also in Romania. We have a group, we have a host, and now we need his feedback. I don't know how to communicate with Mr. Alex. If you can help. And
well, you can work through your Universal Council member in that case.
Yeah,
I think that would probably be appropriate, because normally he would have to be contacted in Telegram. If you don't have Telegram, then that's a problem. You could go to the weekly meeting as well with Alex. Maybe you could ask during that meeting or something.
and for a student, when we have classes, because I can enroll myself if I don't know the schedule. Is every day? How is it for this private teaching?
Basically, things number one, for anyone who wants to apply for student, if you go to the Keshe Foundation on the website, www.keshefoundation.org, you will find the application to become a student. So that is available for everyone, even who is in any chat or any one group. So everyone who listening now can become a student right now. And if you don't have if you have a financial problem, they just write it down. And so they
that wasn't the question though,
Yeah.
Stephanie. The question is, what are the classes
Yes,
about?
yeah. I'm going, yeah, for that one, I think for the class, what we wanted to do in the beginning, because Alex is teaching for people of 2 different time zones. So when he teach for the Portuguese language in Brazil, it's very late. And then he started to teach this Italian, he started to teach this teaching for the Italian group. And we thought definitely for right now, if someone of other languages want to join the teaching, for example, let's say the Romanian group, we were thinking how a Romanian group can join as well as Italian group, but that one we can work it on. We can speak with Alex about that, how can be done. But that was intention. Our intention was to open up to all Europe or wherever, to all this part of the globe where that time is fine.
Yes, thank you,
You're
Stefani.
welcome.
The problem is that they don't know Italian and they don't know many languages. They know only Romanian people from our group. There are few which can speak English, and that's why we need in Romanian. We have like 40 people in our group, and myself, I went to Portuguese for I am advanced. Maybe I can also teach, but maybe not right now. This is my aim, to learn and to teach after, to disseminate information. I went to Brazilian few times, not from the very beginning. That's why I would like to join you, Stephanie. And if you give me your Zoom number, I can come to Italian, because we need to start after 21st March, because till 21st March, we have someone who teach. And after, we don't have any professor, any teacher, I mean.
Yes, but our intention was to find a way where, for example, as we do, we want plan in One Nation now, so will be other languages translating for their language, you know. So has let's say that has we have our translator who translates in Italian. In that moment, whoever listening in different language can translate in their own language at that time. So that was intention, find a way that we can open that is something that was in our mind. It's just for Italian, or we can open for other languages as well. This is what we were thinking, how to open up to everyone.
I understand. Don't yes, I think that it's much easier like this, to have simultaneous translation, but who will be able to do simultan? It's not easy to translate.
Is that
Because
something?
you do something, yeah.
Is that something you could do, Samalia?
I I start to do on Facebook, just to try, but I am not able to do simultan. I do consequent. I listen, and after I translate, like
But this
Raphael,
is Italian. But this is
like
Italian.
Raphael. Yes, I do.
Italian is like this. The Italian is like this. Alex talk, and
Yes.
then the Italian translator translate. Then Alex talk, and then Italian translate. So easily one Marco, that is our
Yes.
Italian translator, translate in Italian. You could translate in Romanian.
Yes,
You know, so
can do it. Yes.
so it's not simultaneously. This is what I'm saying. It's not simultaneously.
Good point. Good point.
I hope I can do, because I never study Italian, but I understand Italian. Yes.
You
Well,
don't have to. You don't have
you
to know
don't have to do
Italian.
the Italian. Yeah.
Because it's from English. Yes, of course.
Yeah. And then there's a break in between the
Yes.
English while they do the Italian. You could be doing
yeah.
the Romanian.
I think that I can do it. Yes, of course I will do with pleasure.
Well, that'd be a great service if you could arrange that somehow.
Yeah, this is what we were thinking. We were thinking this. They only have to figure out how to do it, but I think it can be done. I'm really bad with computers, So I don't know now, because we're using only Zoom now. I don't know if now, I know that Raphael told me a long time ago that we could have Zoom, open two Zoom page at the same time. I just have to go through that. But if there is a possibility, it can be done. I think it can be done easily. And you, I want to know if other people here in the platform, they like this idea. Are you all would like this idea? You know, other languages, because I know Sweta was there, I know Mushfaq was there, I know Mary was there. So if you like this idea, we can. Dawn was there, so
Well,
it's quite precious. It will save time to Alex. It will save a lot of time to Alex.
yes, right. So he doesn't have to visit each group, because what he says is pretty. He's got a standard thing that he presents, and he's very clear with his English, and he's patient in between and so on. So it sounds like it'd be an ideal opportunity for other languages to get in there and have their channel or part of, you know, they can listen to the Zoom while they're talking on another channel. So that sounds really good if we can arrange that for people.
Yeah, like this is much easier for Alex. And on Monday, I think it's good for everybody because it's free day. Free day in the evening.
Mm-hmm. Now I was wondering about the time, because the time was 11:59 is what Alex had, which would be basically 24 hours CET time. You were talking about 11 p.m. Is that the time, or is it 11:59 that it starts?
Is that 7? I understood 7. Yes, in Italian, but in Portuguese will be at midnight.
Okay, so as Dan says, I think 7 CET or 1900 hours it would be. Okay, I got it. Good.
And I also came in North American, and I had the opportunity to listen also there some classes. So now I am a little bit advanced in my knowledge, and I think if I listen all the lessons before, I will be able to translate, because I will be familiar with the vocabulary and to find the words and to translate correctly. Don't improvise, you know.
Yes, exactly.
I have to be correct. Yeah.
I just want to know if I'm sure we find a solution. I just would like to know if you know, Mushfaq, Sweta, people that are here, what do you think of this idea? I think it's gonna be good. We can. Do you like this idea? Because I know Dom as well. He wanted to start teaching. So there is the need of have this knowledge that we can share for people who want to start, like or become a teacher. So I just wanted to know if anyone wanted
yes,
to.
Stefania. Hello, Stefania. Can you listen
Hello.
to me?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a very good idea. Very good idea. We are in the way, as Alex is teaching beautifully to all of us, and we will make it like as you are teaching in Italian, translating simultaneously. We will be able to do that very soon. I wish, and this is a very good idea. Yes, it will save time, and all will attend in the one time, you know, in the same time as equal, you know. Thank you, Stefania. Yes, indeed.
This is Moshfaq. I think this is a great idea of doing this kind of translation. the Bengali teaching has been going for about 3 years. We have covered most of the basic material, and so in that sense, most of the people there know parts of it. And at the time I was doing all this stuff was before the era of translation started. So, um, but uh, but I still think it's a very good idea, and I might be able to help as well because I have I have gone. I mean, I have covered the material he's covering, and in some cases, I may be able to do the teaching as well because that I am both. I have both the theoretical and the practical, and I do stuff hands-on, so I can do either way. We have I do a private teaching, which is among my friends and also the Bengali community, which is hands-on, basic hands-on things. And I covered the theoretical material prior to that. Some of it, not all of it, but that would help the practical side. So anyway, I can help in this situation, but it depends the context and how things fit in. And anyway, I think it's excellent that Alex is doing it, and it would benefit many of us.
Because this is actually a very good idea, Mushfaq. This is super good idea you had, in the sense that it's true. You have similar knowledge, and your knowledge come from we're all different, so we all get the knowledge in a slightly different way, and same way too. So from my understanding is like this, what I understood from the foundation. So the material of teaching has to be approved from the Keshe Foundation, no? To make sure that it's connected to Mr. Keshe teaching, because we want to make sure that we are as close as to the source of the material, so people get in what has been taught. No, then once the old teacher has those materials been proved, and okay, this is reflect what Mr. Keshe sharing as a knowledge, then we could do, it's the other way around. You can teach, and if you teach in English, you can do exactly what Alex did in your own way, no? In your own time and day. You put see your teaching, and we can do the same things. Come to your teaching, you speak in English, we will have someone translating, and then all the other group so for all the other group will translate in their own languages. And then if there is another teacher who because all the expert teacher, they develop in a different ways, but as long we all close to the source, and they are online with the Keshe Foundation, so Hella agreed, and Lee and everyone agreed that can be taught, then we can do this for everyone in a different way with different teachers. So I think this would be a brilliant idea. What do you think?
I think, yeah, it can be done, and what Alex is doing is wonderful, and let him go through the theoretical stuff that he's doing at this moment, and most people get familiar with it, and then I come with let's say a little more practical orientation. I will cover theory as well, but it's a slightly different way of looking at things. The way I cover material, even high school students can get it. Alex is very sophisticated, so and he knows a lot of things. So it's wonderful to hear his approach. Everybody, I think it's good for everybody, and to have this kind of approach.
Dear Moshfik,
Yes.
Moshfik, yes, we all need you all, you Moshfik. You can also also open the channel for us, as I am always in the Bengali platform, and I am as a knowledge seeker, has learned so many things from you that I has never been before. As Alex was teaching us, you are a great help, you know, as all the beautiful teachers are. You teach so beautifully that every person get enhanced, those who are present, or even those listen afterward the videos. So I will say that you can join, you can teach us as a teacher, and we will be there for you as a student, you know. We need all beautiful teachers for us, for all humanity. Thank you, Moshfik. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your efforts.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sweta, for those kind words. But I'm not. I just do it in my own way. But it's not. You know, it's how some people may understand it well, and you know, some for some others, a more different approach, like what Alex is doing, might be better. So you know, it gives a like it, so what happens is that from different teachers we get a different view to this wonderful world of Keshe plasma science,
Yes,
and
yes, of course.
we get from it in our own way, which is again unique. Everybody has their own way of doing it, and it's wonderful to have different ways of learning and teaching together. And when you know, it's not just the teaching is a one-way process, and in doing this, one has to be, you know, this like, you know, being responsible in a sense that when I teach something, I have to be very sure of what I am doing. Unless I can be that sure, I can't talk about it. So it has to be from that point of view. Otherwise, you know, there is no point in teaching. So, mm, and in that sense, I do what I can. I mean, of course, I know I have my limits, and but you know, as with the help of the knowledge seekers, you know, it's kind of like teaching processes and the energy exchange. So the knowledge seeker give us luck, as and you know, you benefit from doing the teaching, and I benefit from doing the teaching, and in turn, I can give more. So it's the basics of plasma. You know, as you give more, you receive more too. In that way, the whole cycle um, gets more enhanced. So um, it's the as we, there is no end of energy in that sense, and it's a perpetual dynamics, and so it's wonderful, and it's good to have like students like Sveta and others that are there in the class. Um, but uh, but so the responsibility also is with the teachers and those who teach that it is the correct material, um, and if it's not, sometimes like everyone else, we make mistakes, and there are knowledge seekers, some quite knowledgeable, are there to correct or make the necessary adjustment. And it works out very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mushfaq. But I do agree. We're all different. So as Mr. Keshe said many times, we cannot copy and paste. So every nation will have its flavor. As long we check with the foundation that the material is, because we want to, as I said, we want to be close to the source as possible. So the material is correct. So it doesn't, there is nothing there that it's not supposed to be there. And then, but every nation will have his own way or his own background. This is where we get strong. We get strong because we have different way to do things, the same things, and we can learn from each other. So I think that can be something really very good for the benefit of everyone. For example, Alex show his way of teaching. He checked the material was fine, and now he shared it. And you've been teaching. You will have different views, different ways, and then you shows the way of your understanding. And other teacher, I know there are other languages who's doing very well. I think the Polish language. I think there are groups, many groups. They're doing very good teaching. That they can follow what Alex is doing, and we all can translate simultaneously, so they don't have to do double of the jobs. and you know, and we join in and learn. That would be really great things. This sharing, I think, what has started with Alex, I think, can be a very, very good things where for all of us, and we all can learn more and more. Yeah, so thank you everybody. And yes, so I don't know if anyone want to say anything, Mary or all the other people who were present to the class.
I think we have a question or a hand up, at least with Diane here. Would you like to go ahead, Diane? Just get a little closer to the microphone. Yes, thank you. No, it sounds very far away. Perhaps it's a different microphone that's selected in the Zoom or something. Sounds like you're, I think that's a little better.
Well,
yeah, we can hear you now. Yes, go ahead.
I'll just read what I put. To be a teacher when we are ready sounds very scary. A platform where knowledge seekers may share what they are learning with a moderator or moderators to keep us true to Mr. Keshe's teaching and to make sure we follow all the guidelines or whatever. I just wanted to share that idea.
Well, that's an interesting question.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand what Diana you said. You said it's scary. I didn't understand.
Oh, it just sounds scary, like to be a teacher, to be able to teach Keshe's teaching. Like I've learned a lot, but teaching is different because I understand things differently, and it's just a very scary thing. But where if you have a platform where we can share what we're learning, and then if there's someone there that's knowledgeable, like Alex, that can, you know, say, oh, no, Diane, or whatever, that's not how it is, and then keep us on track, like, you know what I mean? So we can all share what we're learning, but when we're sharing something that's not true, then we have someone there moderating what we're learning.
Diane, this is Aza. You know, Mr. Keshe teaches the knowledge of the creator, and then he always says he's also a knowledge seeker. Means with his knowledge, we have an understanding of what we understand, and then he's hoping with his knowledge we also open up the source of our knowledge so we can teach. So he always says he's here to listen. So if we have a moderator, it means we're going to become like a Gestapo, like, oh, you shouldn't talk about this, but people going to bring the beauty of their soul. So because once we understand the knowledge, it brings the beauty of our soul so we can teach. Like the way Alex is teaching is a way his soul is singing.
Yeah, but like
we shouldn't have the moderator. We should teach the knowledge as it comes out from us.
I'm just saying, like the way I understand, because what I have understood and from my life experiences and learned, like I'm a high school dropout. I didn't steer away from education. I educated myself from books and videos and now the internet. And so what I'm sharing, I'm on such a different, that's why I don't have friends or anything. That, well, one of the reasons, like nobody else thinks the way I do in that. So the way I'm getting the information, is very different. And sometimes I'm wrong, and I get the information from Mr. Keshe, and then I hear from Mr. Keshe later, and then I realize I was wrong. So I don't want to teach what is wrong. I want to, like a moderator, to say, I know, like, catch me when I do stuff like that, because I'm learning.
But
That's all.
yeah, no, it's good, it's good, because this is very, I'm actually, I thank you so much for this, because it's very, very good point, because everything is a fine line. The basic things is sharing knowledge freely. So I learn something, and I know that what I learn, if I meet somebody else who want to learn too, I teach what I know. Is of course, when you that's what we want, and there is no right and wrong, and everyone will have their way of understanding, their way of teaching. It's just sharing, basically just sharing knowledge. If you took the word of teaching, sharing knowledge, and you learn as you teach, so you're a student as you're a teacher, all these things. Then when we go into platform, there are public, and when we go into platform where at this present time we have to be more aware of what we say, not we saying. That is where that's where we have to be careful certain things, what we say, what we say. And other time when also you are teaching to many people, and you then you officially become you want to teach to others, because it's something you would love to do, and you do to many people. Then of course, even there, there are some, the checks are only there to I don't know if monitor is the right word, to just to see that everything is online. So everything's online from the source. So you want to keep this connection from the source to the knowledge seekers, like a clean thread. So you just so there is all fine line, but that doesn't mean that you have to keep the two going. You have to keep your personal learning experience and sharing, and then you have to keep the things. You have to be close to the source. It's all fine line. That's where we go into self-responsibility. It's all fine line, yes. But definitely the way, everyone has different way of learning. So whatever you do is fine. So yeah, I just want to say this.
Also, I could add that we could look at it as a couple of different categories. There's the official Keshe Foundation teachings, which are available in public, such as the Knowledge Seekers Workshop and the Plasma Reactor group and this group, the One Nation, as well as the Testimonials, which are all public, officially sanctioned Keshe Foundation broadcasts. And then there's the private Keshe Foundation broadcasts, which are some of the language groups, as well as the private teachings available to the private students of Keshe Foundation who sign up. And then there's the other categories, things that are not officially Keshe Foundation. And there's people that are knowledge seekers that like to present the things they are doing and teach people how to make certain things or show certain concepts and so on. And that can be either through private means, through private Zoom classes or private other media classes, or it can be in public. They might make public YouTube videos, or they might do a public Zoom class. and that's not officially under the Keshe Foundation. And people that do that have to make the teaching their own, basically, by, it's a plasma teaching, or they can't broadcast the Keshe Foundation logo and say that they're a teacher of the Keshe Foundation teaching specifically. So there's different ways, and for you, Diane, then if you wish to be a teacher at some point, you actually already are when you think about it, and I'm sure you've tried to teach things to people or explain to people, and maybe they're not too receptive, some of the people around you, but if you, I'm sure there's lots of knowledge seekers that would like to interact with you. And if you wanted to, set up your own channel or something at some point when you felt comfortable with it, then you could do that and explain to people some of the things that you've learned, because it's really good to be a teacher as soon as we can, because as soon as we learn something, then we can become a teacher of that thing that we've just learned. That something that we understand, we can pass that on to others. And as soon as we pass that on, then that empties our cup, and then we can take in more information more easily and pass that on to others, and so on. So we're all both the knowledge seekers and finders of knowledge too, but we're all teachers actually as well. And it's just that some have become more at ease with that role and have taken it on as an obligation, such as Alex and other teachers in the private and public teachings. So it may sound a little scary at first, and it can be, it's a little overwhelming almost, and it still is. I mean, every time I start a Keshe Plasma Reactor group, even though I may not actually be teaching as such in that class, I'm hosting it and trying to make it flow and so on. It's scary. I get scared each time. I have to calm myself down and then jump into it. But once you jump in, then you become the teacher in a way, and then you're in that role, and it's no longer scary because you're in control of the situation, especially if you prepared for it and so on. So I highly recommend that you become a teacher as soon as you can, and you already are, basically.
Well, I can understand that concept, so thank you very much. That all really helps. Thank you.
I can add something here. I think we all pop popcorn. When you do the popcorn, you put it in a pot, and then it's the one of them start to pop, and the rest of them start to pop. I mean, the way I look at it is like Mr. Keshe teach us, and then if we are the creator and we all equal, we have the knowledge of the creator, so he's waiting for all of us to pop like a popcorn. So we are all in the pot, and we all become mature enough to start to teach, and we all have something to teach each other. It's not only one person can teach, we all teachers. And as a Universal Council member, it's our job also to make sure that we carry this to the other side, that people start to unleash their own knowledge and start to teach. So we don't hold a leash and don't release it, because then it becomes like another dictatorship. So you have to be careful. So we just be able to give so much, so everybody pop, and they become their own popcorn. So they no longer, then everybody is on the same level, only teaching different things to each other. It's a planet of teachers, planet of 7.5 billion teachers that we're gonna have. Thank you.
Yes, and without knowing, thank you, Aza. And without knowing, we make our vision come true, our dream come true, where people they just sharing what they like to share. For example, maybe Alex always dreamed to be a teacher, and now his passion is teaching, and now he's become a teacher, and he does this voluntarily. It's not a 9-to-5 job. So slowly we introduce this way of being where everyone will just sharing knowledge. So I think, I don't know if it's Diana, it's you that you were really good with making the draws in the window. So that is your knowledge, you know, and because you follow your heart, you get inspired of doing that. So naturally you will teach that, you know, everyone will find something that they like to do and share, and they will just want to share. So I really agree also what, and you can, this knowledge, you can take it as far as you want. So I really agree with, as I said. If no one has got more question about the teaching, I'm happy to move slide to the next subject.
I would like to add something here, is that
please do.
For everyone, I mean, those who haven't been to Rick's Plasma Reactor Group classes, it's a good idea to go there sometime. It's yes, there is a lot of theoretical stuff, and there is also hands-on stuff. And some of you, those who think that hands-on things are hard, you should go there, and it actually, you get inspired to do things there. And sometimes you may find me there as a knowledge seeker, and it's wonderful. And then sometimes it can be very emotional and exciting, and Rick can say a few more things about those, I'm sure. But it's a different kind of experience. It's different from most of the other classes, both private and public. It's actually very inspiring, and in a different way, because you get to see certain aspect of doing things that is um, not as common elsewhere. So I highly recommend that. You know, just try it a few times, and you may enjoy parts of it. I mean, I'm sure. And Rick, you can add a few things about how exciting it can get.
Well, I was going to mention that. I've had quite a few grown men actually break down to tears in that group. Strangely enough, when they start talking about their soul and whatnot, it can get quite intimate and personal and profound at times. And many people are quite thankful for the knowledge they receive and so on and so forth. But I invite anyone who may be even a newcomer and knows nothing about the plasma technology. They can come there and ask questions, and we can try to answer in the in the most basic ways that we can. And the group is also open to, if you're a PhD scientist and want to come in and discuss the plasma technology, we can usually accommodate either end, basically, because we're all knowledge seekers and we're all teachers at the same time. So even though someone knows virtually nothing about the Keshe plasma technology, they may come in and offer some interesting bits of knowledge that they've gained in their life, and they have an understanding of certain aspects of the technology and can actually explain it very well, even though they haven't necessarily read the books and attended the workshops and so on. So it's a very interesting format. And again, I welcome anyone that, if you have a pet theory that you want to introduce and you want to get some feedback on it, or some kind of problem with your GANs and it turned out to be an odd color that you've never heard of before, well, bring it in, and we'll have a look at it. And many of the knowledge seekers that attend that class are some of the old timers that might have been there quite a while, and they can pretty much explain things like that in a way that everyone can understand. So that's on Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central European Time on the usual Zoom public teaching channel.
I was thinking about Mr. Keshe's knowledge recently, this universal knowledge. And I've been thinking that it actually, if there's 7 billion people on the planet, it probably has 7 billion individual views. As Mr. Keshe says, nobody sees red in the same way. And I can't tell you you're right or you're wrong. Everybody's right and everybody's wrong. And teaching is nothing more than sharing your understanding of what the knowledge means to you, and the other souls that are listening will take what they need.
Good point, Mark. Imagine 7 billion souls all built a reactor. They would all be different. Every single one would be something different about it. And as Mr. Keshe said many years ago, there's as many types of reactors as there are stars in the universe. So yeah, so there's lots of room for exchanging knowledge and trying to understand where someone else is coming from and where their reactor's at, basically. And the reactor meaning their physicality and their soul and their package, basically, not just their physicality little spinning reactor that they make or whatever, or their ganses. Any other comments about that topic? I see, Salamia, you wanted a Zoom number. Can't copy the link with the Zoom number. What's the Zoom number that you're looking for? To what?
It's okay, Rick. I did it. I was able finally to for Italian classes. Thank you very much.
Okay,
it's okay.
Very good. Okay, shall we move on to the next part of the presentation?
Yes, please. If anyone has got no more question, yes. Yeah.
Hello, I want to say something. Hello? Rick?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Rick. I want to thank you, Rick, to you. And thank you very much from the core of my heart and soul, as you have been with us from the beginning. A teacher always, as we are always in need, you were there. So what can I say? I have no words. So I will say thank you and blessings of Ma to you, Rick. Always be with us, always, forever. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us, always. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta. That was very nice.
Rick, hi, it's Dean here. It's Dean Butler here from UC Support for the English Language. Can I just say that I experienced the knowledge through finding the Keshe Foundation online. And then I joined the Reactor group, started listening to Rick and all the attendees and all the people spreading the knowledge. And it was a wonderful experience of a gradual learning process of understanding the plasma on a scientific level to begin with, even though that wasn't really my thing. But I learned the knowledge literally through watching these wonderful teachings online, having field interactions at that time that I was unaware of, but deep field interactions happening on a level, on a soul level, that through the teachings over a period of time, the field strength gathered and gathered more. And then sometimes the reactor turned around another way. The conversation went in a different direction and I lost some field strength. And then it came back again and I understood some more. I gathered more knowledge and the field strength gathered again. And those fields started to then spread out to my environment. They spread further and further. Then I realized that I was touching other souls through my understandings that of my field strength that got stronger. The reaction within me, my soul started to, as I said, to touch other souls. And I suddenly realized the power, the beauty of the knowledge. And that's when you get grown men who start to cry, because they start to interact with the reactors. They tinker around with the science and do beautiful experiments with the plasma and learn the knowledge. And then it touches their soul. And then you get a different interaction altogether. And then they start to become balanced and peaceful and can have other interactions on a different level. Sometimes it gets a little bit heated. You get discussions that one entity has a certain thought pattern in one way and another entity realize it in another way. But it's all beauty. It's all, as Mr. Keshe said many times, when you have something that's wrong, you can usually balance it out the other end and turn it around, flip it so that it becomes a beauty. And the knowledge that I gathered through these wonderful teachings, thank you, Rick, for those, the Reactor group, they gave me a deep understanding, very good grounding of soul interactions. It was through a scientific means. So when science meets the soul of the man, so it starts off at that soul level, that science level, sorry, and then it turns into the soul, and the soul is all encompassing and it knows everything. And those interactions change your whole perspective on creation. Once you learn about the creation, which you learn through this beautiful knowledge, you do interact in a completely different way. And those fields, as we know, from an atom to a universe, they spread indefinitely throughout, and you touch many souls. And I think the knowledge is spread through the fields, the knowledge that many of you beautiful people have been teaching online touches people as soon as they hear the voice, they see a magnet turning, or they see somebody speaking about something wonderful that touches their soul. It elevates them and it brings them to a new position. And then we start getting into the wonderful teachings of the Universal Council, the Earth Councils, where they enhance it more and bring this knowledge forward to humanity in a new position, a bigger position. And then it's on to even bigger positions where you know, into the galaxies, the universes, and back to the Creator. So it's wonderful knowledge, and the path is winding and long, but it's a magnificent journey. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for listening. Thanks, guys.
Hello to everyone. Here is Andreas. Thank you, Dean, and to everyone else for your explanations and so on. What I want to add is, because we spoke about teaching, that we are used to think when we speak about teaching, to speak and explain something. And what came very strongly to my understanding is that it's not about the words what we speak, it's about how we go out into the world, or to how we go to people. And when we have no expectations, when we are in inner peace and we have no judgments to somebody, or we just see the beauty in others, at this point the teaching already starts in field transfer. That elevates the others. And it's not important. I mean, of course, yes, but what we speak, it's about the unconditional giving to somebody. And at the same moment, we get it back. And it's all about the unconditional giving and seeing the beauty in others. And from this point on, the teaching already starts because the others feel it, and the fields will interact and change. And this is already teaching. Thank you.
Andres, thank you. It was beautiful. That was so good.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, like Mr. Keshe said, we have to focus not about the guns, but about the fields of the guns. Brilliant. Was a brilliant way to finish off. If no anyone want to add anything, we can pass to. That was brilliant.
I'd like to make a comment, a small comment. I was happy to hear from Andreas Weiss because I have the same experience. Some students from my classes came and said, we love to come to your classes because you give positive energy to us. And sometimes we don't listen what we are talking, but we love to come and to be energized by your voice and fields and like this, you know, because you are a loving person and we feel comfortable. So I think that it's important the way how we teach and how we transfer the knowledge, and not also the knowledge, but our emotions. If we don't have emotions, good emotions, we will not remember. We have emotional memory, affective memory, which is from long duration. So it's important the way how we transmit, and we have to be calm, to be loving, and not to be in hurry, because time is not money. It's important that all the people will understand, and we have to be patient and to explain all words and terminology, and to be sure that all the people understood what we teach. Otherwise, will be a loss of time if we don't have a feedback. So I think that we have also to ask the students to make questions to them and to receive a feedback to see if they understood, and maybe we can have a small test at the end to have the feedback for everybody, to have a common knowledge, and to be sure that this knowledge was transferred. Thank you.
Thank you, Salomia. Then we have got a hand up here from Viviana. Would you like to go ahead, Viviana? Maybe that was an accidental hand up. See, it's
No, I
down.
put her hand down.
Okay, thanks. Not hearing you, Viviana, so I'm not sure if you have a question or not there. You can put it in the Q&A if you can't open your mic.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
It was a mistake. Sorry.
It's hard to hear you.
I by mistake.
Oh, by
Thank
mistake.
you so
Okay.
much.
Okay,
By
got it.
mistake,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you.
Someone famous might say there's no mistakes in the universe, but we'll just go along with that. I think Mr. Keshe said that at one point. Okay, let's carry on with the Shall we go to the next page here?
Yes, thank you, everyone. I just would like to read the Dome of Peace, so we can remind, just to remind everyone about this event that is happening every Sunday. So I'm just gonna read the message from Mr. Keshe. So he said, please remember this Sunday and every Sunday from now on until we rise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet. Keshe Foundation knowledge seeker worldwide will spread the guns water around the world at 12 p.m. CET time and 18 p.m. CET time every Sunday at the same time as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for participating in this greatest movement by the soul of the man to bring about the peace on this planet as a permanent feature of the life of this planet. Yes, so I really would like to remind about these two appointments. It are every Sunday because it's very important. It's a way for us to do something. So every action that each one of us do, if you multiplied for for everybody, you see the power we have. So if everyone, if we pick a time of a day and we together spread the plasma, even just the fact we connect, that is like a connection at the soul level as well. So it's a way to connect and also to spread the plasma. And as we know, the guns are very good for everything. So clean the environment, clean the air, clean the water, clean the ground. So one good thing about something that I learned with plasma technology that for me was a new things, that is, you do not have a waste product. It's correct, Rick. You don't waste anything when you're making plasma. Everything is used and used for something. And you don't pollute, actually, you clean. So if you put the plasma or the guns in the water, you just clean the water. It's kind of a very beautiful concept to have on to come across. So spread as much as guns as you can, so we can, like we learn now in the plasma technology, we have to create condition to have what you would like to achieve. So if our wish is peace worldwide, by spraying the plasma, we're creating condition because we raise the vibration and we connect, and by doing that, you're creating condition to make peace. And like Mary said, from inside, from the peace starting inside you, by taking responsibility to, like Mr. Keshe said, you have to match the things you think with the things you do, with the things you wish. So if you wish peace and then you take action to spray the guns, is one way. There are many ways. Is one way to go in line with your thoughts. So yes, so thank you so much for taking time for this. Rick, if you want to pass to the next slide, for me it's fine. If no one wants to say anything about this, we can go on.
Thank you, Stefania. Hi, it's Dean here again. Can I just quickly say that when it comes to spraying the dome of peace, you can do this with physical spraying of the waters, the GANS waters, or you can use. I've been to the top of mountains, and I've taken all sorts of GANs with me, but I've also taken the GANs of my creation myself. to the top of the mountain. And and you don't need to go to the top of a mountain, but it's just you can spread this beautiful knowledge and this beautiful plasma waters, the dome of peace, wherever you are. You can spread it with a thought and an intention of giving and just wanting to help yourself, your family, humanity, to become this wonderful creation that we know it is. So you can spray the knowledge, your plasma knowledge, everywhere you go, with every thought and intention of unconditional love, giving, and just wanting to see this and feel and experience this the beauty of this wonderful planet, the blue planet, being this blossoming flower, this wonderful place that all souls like to visit, have an experience in, and then the experience can then grow into the universe and beyond. So you can always spread those plasma waters wherever you are. Thanks for listening.
This Mosfek, I think we can skip this one. We can talk about this next time, since we are we have passed the 2-hour mark, and perhaps we can go to the next slide and cover that quickly, and we can come back to this next one.
Yes, hello, it's Shweta Anwar, UC Hindi language. This is an invitation, an appeal of love, a call of love to join as a member of the Universal Council and Universal Council support team. And I will say that as we are talking about the teaching, the teachers, the beautiful teachers, now they are in for us to teach the knowledge of love and peace. So there is the way to elevate yourself, come in the teachings, elevate yourself to be in a position, in the healthier position, a position healthier, to live in peace and love and light, to walk with the ethos of the universe, and to merge with the universal community. This is a transformation you will get in these teachings and in this with these beautiful teachers. So I will say, please do join as a Universal Council member to add the energy of love with the universe, to expand more as a collective humanity, and which is very necessary this time. And also the Universal Council support team, very, very necessary. So transform yourself now from the cocoon to a butterfly, and refresh yourself with this page. You can see the color, the violet color, and this is the flame, the violet flame. See the logo of the Universal Council, the essence we are carrying of what we are to the universal community, to the universal ethos, the morality, the courage, the compassion. As in the teaching of Alex, we all learned. So this is the logo, and as now we have to see the world in peace and equality, which is the most important thing. See each every being in an equal position in the level of understanding of the universal ethos. So this is the logo of the Universal Council. Go through the page, go through the mandates, charter, and the universal application of the Universal Council membership and support membership is coming. See the colors, the violet color, the core color, the peaceful color. So the application is coming in few seconds. Yeah, this is go through the page, and you can rejuvenate your soul, your heart and soul. Anybody can. If you are not even giving the membership form filling, you can go through the page. So this is the application in a violet form, in a soulful form. You have to fill this form with the soul of your pen, and there is no need for any. Even in my peace treaty, I have fingerprints of 2 women, those who are not even educated in this condition we are in, where I will say the education of lies mostly. but they have given their fingerprints. There's no need even to write your name sometimes. So sign the peace treaty, fill the form with your soul pen, and be the member of the universal community to guide, to be a teacher, to guide all humanity in collective, those who knows, those who not know still now. So there will be a knowingness everywhere because of us, because of the light of the universal ethos. Thank you very much, and welcome. Suswagatam to, as Rick says, welcome. I apologize. I should have said it earlier. As Rick always says, welcome, my dear souls, beautiful souls, to the one planet, one race, and one nation. Welcome to the beautiful energy of the foundation, the ethos of the walk with the ethos of the Creator, learn how to walk. And welcome to the beautiful energy of the Universal Council. So thank you very much. And Rick, can you there's another slide of a link page. This is the link to the documents you should go through. The Universal Charter, Universal Council Charter, the Universal Council Mandate. These are very necessary for the soul to walk in peace in the universal community, or even learning about the ethos of the Creator. There's the Earth Constitution, as we are still here on Earth. You can go through the Earth Constitution, you should, and there are many things we should be aware of. And I will say, be careful too. These times are to be careful, to protect yourself with the violet flame or the flame of love. And the peace roadmap, the road of peace, is very beautiful. Please go, as Marie has presented in the earlier One Planet, One Race, One Nation. Please go through the roadmap, walk with all of us in peace, and you can attain the energy. You can be with the energy of the universal community, with this ethos of the peace, the ethos of the Creator. As we are, as in natural, as a human in natural, we are like that. We are always truthful, honest in morality, in compassion, in courage. So thank you, welcome, my dear ones. Swagatam. I am Shweta Anwar. You see Hindi language. I say salam and I salute to you, and namaskar from, as I am, this is my language to welcome. Namaskar as Hindi language to welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sweta. I notice that Jefferson has a hand up here, so perhaps we can allow him to speak. I know we need to wrap things up here quickly.
Hello, Rick. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi, Jefferson.
Hello, Rick, and everyone. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be with you all, listen so many beautiful things. I wish everyone in this world could listen all of this. And Sweta, I'm glad to talk to you personally. I have a doubt. Yes, I have one doubt. There was even talked with the supporters here in Brazil, that when you join this page to fill up the intention to be a member or supporter, we read that so many languages already have the chair taken. So, for instance, I'm not expect to be a universal member. I have no age for this, but when I read, that says that, for instance, Portuguese seat, it's already taken. It doesn't say how many seats are available for each language, or that's the doubt that I have, you know.
Well, there is no such thing as seats, you know, Jefferson, my dear. There is no such thing as seats. All are welcome. if there is 1,000 member coming, they are welcome. So don't you say that you are not in a position. You are always in a position. You can join the Universal Council membership if you are in that age group, or you can be a supporter. So there is no seat. There is no such thing as seat in the Universal Council. There is the energy. You can add to the energy. You can join the energy, and anyone can join. So from any language, from anywhere. And as you know, there is going to be a universal language, and so anyone can join and harness and go through the peace roadmap to the ultimate, I mean, to the realm of the universal community. So Jefferson, you can fill the form. You can fill the form. we need we need you, and you are a very good person and a very good soul. So there is no such thing as seat in the Universal Council. There is always space. This is a Spaceship Institute Foundation, so there is always space for love. There is always space for all that is love. So Jefferson,
So there's Sweta, there's two official positions, right? There's the Universal Council
yes,
representative for a language, and then there's the Universal Council supporter. Those are
yeah,
the two categories that officially you can be part of the Universal Council.
yes,
Yes,
Right.
and
yes, yeah.
Just so
can I say
Jefferson
something about
is clear. In order to be a Universal Council member, you have to be under the age of 60 is the difference. But you can be a supporter of any age, though.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That you can be a support if you have crossed the 60 age line, but you can join us. Join all of us. There is no such thing as seat. Jefferson. Hello.
Thank you very much, Sweta, for your kind words. And thank you,
Oh,
Rick.
thank you. Okay.
I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about the people who want to join. Listen what is written there. That says languages. Here is the here is the list of languages that have representatives in the Universal Council. The
So
list
they can be
will be updated as more
there can
languages
be
are
multiple.
selected.
There can
What?
be there can be multiple Universal Council member of the same language. It doesn't necessary that there should be one. There can be two. There can be three. There can be four.
Sweta is like this. It's like this. The application, even though there is written the only Universal Council application. That is application that goes also
Yes,
for the
yes.
Universal Council supporter, and
Yeah.
the Universal Council representative. For example, if a group, let's say the Italian groups, thinks someone else want to, for example, there is already a Universal Council representative Italian group, for example, is me, no? So let's say that if all the Italian group, someone else coming along is younger, and all the group thinks that is much better for that position, because it's not me, Universal Council. I'm just taking that place. So if the Italian community thinks that there is a person who can do a better job, and they all
No, can I come in,
agree.
please? Can
Yeah,
I
yes,
come in,
please.
please?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Universal Council members cannot be outvoted. They can only be left by themselves unless it's done. It's very well instructed by the head of the Keshe Foundation, the two heads of the Keshe Foundation, and the decision or a request from the Universal Council. Universal Council members cannot be replaced. There could be as many people as who would like to be a council, but they have to wait till the member council steps down. If he or she feels he cannot serve the soul of the community of the language. And it cannot come by intimidation, pushing somebody out because of whatever reason. So there is one Universal Council member language per nation. So if you are Australian and you speak English, you can become English speaking for Australia as much as we have one for England. It comes from different state of soul and understanding of the life. And you can have as many supporters, and the supporters can wait till the Universal Council member resigns. That then amongst them, if they want, they can put their name forward to be the Universal Council member. And as we all know, we had it in first meeting in Dubai where the Chinese were many and another language. And they decided who between themselves, according to their own strength of their soul, will serve the community better, and they stepped down. They moved back, that somebody else can serve better. It comes from detachment and trying to say, I can do better. And we've seen many of the Universal Council members, after a while, leave their position for whatever reason. We have only replaced, I think, 1 or 2 Universal Council. We asked them to leave for a gross misconduct, and this will not be repeated. So you can become a Universal Council member if the space is in your language. You are Argentinian, if you speak Spanish, you can have a Universal Council language for Argentinian and Spanish, because even though you have a mother language, but the mentality of the nation is totally different. So it carries a different soul. This is how it's very, very clear in the work of the foundation.
Oh wow! Yeah. This is very good, because I then had wrong in my head. So basically, if I understood, Mr. Keshe, so someone if he's got the feel like to be Universal Council, okay, he offer himself to be, and then the moment he feel like he cannot cover that position, he could resign. Okay, it's understood. And then
we've had cases of the Universal Council members who wanted to resign. They offered a resignation to the foundation, and we usually put a session to see the reason that we understand. And in discussion and in talking, they realized that actually there was no reason for stepping down, and they kept their seat. And at other times, we see members of the Universal Council which are misconducting in different ways. And if you notice in the work of the foundation in past year or two, as I see the misconduct by members of the Universal Council, I have announced that soon we will see members, how many members will move. Because I work through the soul, I don't work through the physicality. And I explained very clearly that because I see it long before members of the foundation realize the behavior of the work. And I've given many notices in how soon we'll see 1 or 2 members or 3 members move, and be seen within a time, short time, the 3 or 2 or whatever moves on, long before they want to move themselves. We are aware of the conduct, and we are very close to understanding of the work of the members of the foundation. And this brings us a lot of peace. This brings us a lot of strength. And at the same time, we work to keep the foundation on a correct path. So you will see us many times announcing certain members will leave, or certain members will, something will happen, because I work through the soul. I see it long before the foundation or members of the foundation realize the misconduct or the work of the soul has come to an end. but you don't need to resign, or people decide that you have to go. We are going back in that way to how it's been outvoting people because I won the seat. Now we've seen in other occasions people bullying others to move out and making all sorts of accusations, because if they go, then they can have a seat to become a member. And so we are very aware of these things, and you cannot outvote a member, because in that process you might actually elevate the member because you bring in the attention of the souls. And maybe they realize how they're serving and how they need, what they need to connect or correct in their way. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was really useful. Thank you so much.
Hello, Mr. Keshe. Good afternoon. This is Jefferson Rodriguez, Brazil. Salon. It's a pleasure to talk to you. As always, what was trying to point out here, it's the way that is written at the site of Universal Council that bring us a different view, because when we read, for instance, you see Portuguese language member chair is already taken because it's written there. You have a Portuguese, you see, because there is written. Here is the list of languages that have representatives in the Universal Council. The list will be updated as more languages have selected representatives in the council. So there are a lot of languages, and Portuguese, it is included there. So I suppose that this chair is taken already for a member from the Portuguese language.
We have received the resignation of the member of the Brazil Universal Council, and that seat is open. It will be soon announced. Hakim has stepped down, and on the other hand, the seats which are taken, it means nobody can apply or ask for it. But if you're not from that language nation, you cannot apply to become a universal language member. For example, the Italian member is Italian but lives in England. You have to be speaking in that native language. You got to realize in the coming time, the seat at the Universal Council has become a very prestigious seat to hold. And people will do anything to attain such a position. And we see this in different ways. And we tried to structure the Keshe Foundation from outset in response and accordance to the Universal Council of what we call the universe. Once the Keshe Foundation opens up into universal community, you will see replication of work. It's no different. Very soon, we expect very soon, we will have members of the Universal Council which are not from planet Earth. They'll sit amongst you because they are citizens of this planet. And they will take their position. And it's the duty of the council to accept. And in that process, the Keshe Foundation stays open into an indefinite cycle of life, accepting life and intellect across the universe. So at the moment, if, for example, you are from another planet in this teaching or other teachings of the Keshe Foundation, and we have ways to know if a lot of people come out from planet Dada just to be a member, there are cross-check references into universal community. We do not disclose these things, and we don't accept anyone till we know. And then we have people who say they're from planet blah blah. We've seen a lot of these hullablues. We structure it that in the coming years, members of Universal Council are well represented from other races which are not from this planet, but are citizens of here. And we made that very clear from the beginning. So, like, as I said, if you are Portuguese and from not Portugal, you can become a member of the Portuguese language in Brazil or another Portuguese speaking language nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you to all, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity.
Is there anything else you'd like to say here today, Mr. Keshe?
No, I'm just a knowledge seeker, but I try to correct when there was a misinformation or misunderstanding of the information. We try to keep everything very clear. Keshe Foundation in 2021 enters a new cycle, international cycle, and we have already seen world leaders have started contacts with the Keshe Foundation in opening the Keshe Foundation worldwide. And very soon we will see in the international arena how Keshe Foundation will be represented by the invitation of nations. And we have to be ready for it, very clear that we don't make mistakes or give misinformation that will become a problem for running of the structure of the foundation. You've got to realize Keshe Foundation is a scientific organization, and people bring the conduct of their souls according to the knowledge and science of the creation. It is not a foundation with theoretical and claims to be, and people want to be the head of, or trying to hijack the Keshe Foundation. Keshe Foundation stays totally in the name of the Creator, and it will stay that way till the end. No one can claim owns it or they are possessor of it. And the way it's structured is one of the few foundations which lives on its own independently. And it's based the way it was delivered and set up originally by those who set the foundation up. They were aware of the conduct of what is to come. No one can take over the Keshe Foundation or represent the foundation. The foundation is represented by the people, by the soul of the people, not by force and courts. So we put it very clear that it has to stay open, and it has to be able to be, in a way, if you listen to yourselves in past, even 2 hours or past, whatever sessions you met, you're the governors of this planet, and you're learning how to govern openly and on the platform that the whole citizens of this planet can become part of it. And no decision is made in the what I call back rooms and in corridors of power, because you carry no power. The only power you have is to accommodate the elevation of the souls. And that's the beauty of it. As I said, in the coming time, you will see replication of the Earth Universal Council with the rest of the universe. That's what you call the universe. There are already members of this planet who are members of the other councils in the universe, as they represent the soul of the man from this planet. And then you will understand. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Keshe. Well, how would the Universal Council like to proceed? We're at about the 2.5-hour mark now.
I think it's time to wrap it up.
Okay, I think that's appropriate. If there's no other further questions or comments. Okay, that sounds good then. It's been a wonderful show. I thank everyone for attending today, the 152nd One Planet, One Nation, One Race for World Peace on Tuesday, January 12th, 2021. We have the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group coming up starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time on Wednesday, January 13th, as well as, of course, the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up Thursday at 9 a.m. Central European Time. As per usual. And let me see, what else do we have coming up? Well, I don't have anything immediately that comes to mind, so I think that's it for now, everyone. See you next time. Bye for now.